My name is Shane. I am a physician assistant working as a medical provider in the Foreign Service. We thought, you know what, you live once, and why not, see what it's like. And I have to admit, the first 6 months were definitely, there's a culture shock. There's definitely a curve there you have to kind of get past. But once you're in and you enjoy it, if you don't mind uncertainty and last minute changes, and once you get used to that kind of lifestyle, it's hard to go back. Joining the State Department, you have more of a balance. For one thing, the hours aren't nearly as brutal as they are on the private side. But also you do have the ability to see patients on your own time schedule, so you can spend a half hour, 45 minutes with a patient. If the patient needs it, you can kind of judge that for yourself because you're managing your own shop. The diseases are different. The actual what you're prescribing is different because you're in countries that may not have medications you're used to prescribing. So you really have to do a lot of outside the box thinking. Currently, because we're a medevac center, we tend to take patients that people can't manage at post, and some of these posts, are either in Eastern Europe or they could be in Russia or in Sub-Saharan Africa. These are patients we don't always have a good picture of what's wrong with them, and so sometimes they get medevac by air ambulance for one problem and then end up having something different. Most recently, we had a case out of Monrovia, somebody who was in renal failure, who needed an air ambulance. They had really limited resources there. We worked well with the medical provider, another physician assistant in Monrovia, coordinating the care. They had very minimal resources. They had no ability to do dialysis there, but we were able to get the patient on an air ambulance in a timely manner, get them to London. We arranged for a direct admission over the weekend and immediately got the patient on dialysis and saved the patient's life. And that was just 2 weeks ago. The Foreign Service is a unique job skill set that you really have to be prepared for the uncertainty of the position. There's a lot of, you're going to be outside your comfort zone on a regular basis. You're constantly changing jobs every 2 to 3 years. And it has its challenges. You're not going to see the number of patients you do in private practice. So if someone really wants to join the Foreign Service and they want to have the best background possible, having some type of either serving in an underserved community in an inner city or in a rural area where you're doing real true general practice medicine would be the best experience, and try to get as much of that as possible. Because once you join the Foreign Service, the amount of patients you're going to see is going to be more limited. But it's a job like no other. Probably the biggest thing I've learned in this career is that you're not just practicing medicine anymore. You're a manager, you're a diplomat, you're a traveler. You learn to make some order out of chaos at times, and those are skill sets that you don't normally develop in the private sector that you develop here. And then flexibility. You learn to just be flexible like you never thought you could be doing this job.